Good morning and good evening, and welcome to Brothers in Arms, World of Warships. My name is Snake, and in today's video, we're going to be featuring the Tier 7 Premium American Light Cruiser, the USS Atlanta. And the captain in today's match is our friend from YouTube, TheSailingRobin. The Atlanta in World of Warships is a very niche ship. It serves a very singular role, and it does so with devastating efficiency. It comes with 16 127mm guns and 8 torpedo tubes, and is one of the worst ships to come across at point-blank range in the game. It has brutal firepower, and combined with the hydroacoustic and radar, really makes itself one of the best knife fighters in the game, and a ship that no light cruiser or destroyer wants to get in a 1 versus 1 situation. So, I did my best impersonation again. You guys know me. TheSailingRobin has an amazing YouTube channel. The link to it is down below if you've somehow never managed to come across any of his videos. Also down below in the description will be the very first video, also an Atlanta game, that we featured on our channel a few months ago titled Atlanta's Wrath, so I suppose this is part 2 to that. But yeah, thank you again, SailingRobin. For those of you out there that follow his channel, we've been quite aware that he's had a very limited upload schedule for the last about month and a half, 2 months or so. And he reached out to us a couple days ago and wanted to do some more collaboration where he gives us gameplay of his to feature on the channel. And of course, the TheSailingRobin is an exceptionally good player, even better than myself, which is a very lofty standard to obtain. So, he's like, hey, here's some clips. If you guys want to use them in your upload schedule, by all means, go ahead. And of course, we're certainly going to oblige. So once again, Robin, thank you very much. I hope this free publicity gets you some more subs because we really do enjoy your content, and we really do enjoy, talking to you on Discord and through email and all that good stuff. But anyway, here we go with the gameplay. He's moving up here on the map Haven. Coincidentally, this is the exact same map that was featured a few months ago in his first Atlanta replay. And what he's going to do here is just post up at the corner, north of his home spawn, and is just going to absolutely obliterate this enemy team as they try and push the corner. Now, the map Haven has a lot of islands to work with. This is probably one of the more favorite maps for the Atlanta to play on. Probably other ones that come to mind would be something like Fault Line, where there's just so many islands and there's so many, areas of the map that you can get to where there's plenty of island cover that you can utilize the very lofty shell arcs that this ship has. Now, it only has a base range of 11.2 kilometers, but you can certainly get more off of that if you use advanced firing training, because of course, as mentioned earlier, the guns are 127mm in caliber, so they are destroyer guns. They're the same guns that you find on virtually all of the American destroyers from, I believe, the Nicholas at Tier 5 on up to the Gearing. So, this ship does benefit from AFT and BFT, and you can see that whenever Robin shoots here again, his reload is honestly pretty good for a cruiser that has this many guns. And you can see that you can bring 14 of these bad boys to bear on a full broadside, which is just incredible as he aims at the Aga. And there we go, 4.4 seconds with 14 of these guns. You can get some absolutely nasty alpha strikes if you manage to land the shells on target. And even battleships really need to be careful. Now, of course, you do need to run IFHE to get the high explosive potential, to what it really should perform at, and that's something that it's kind of the way that wargaming has been going. There's a lot of changes that have been made recently, where they're just trying to make it seem like that you need to use IFHE. They kind of are doing something with the high-tier Japanese gunboat destroyers, the Kitakami, the Haragumo, Akazuki, where what they're trying to do, I suppose, is make it so that you don't have to run IFHE, but that's a very slippery slope, because giving a ship like that the ability to, use its high explosive without having to take IFHE could be a big issue. But anyway, I'm getting a little off topic here. The point of the matter is the Atlanta really does need IFHE to take advantage of its potential DPM. But boy, oh boy, when you do land shells on target, you can get some very sick salvos with this guy. Now, you can see that Robin is undetected right here. He has more than half of his ship sticking to the west side of that island. So even though he was shooting at the Koenig and the Pensacola, he was in no danger of getting detected. Simply because he has put himself in a spot where he's just creeping forward now. He's going to use his starboard side of torpedoes. The torpedoes on the Atlanta are okay. Of course, American high-tier cruisers generally don't have torpedoes, and they're pretty decent at their performance. 16,600 damage. That's a pretty meaty salvo to have 4 torpedoes. You get 4 of them, of course, and they have a speed of 65 knots, only a range of 4.5 kilometers, but you can see there he picks up the devastating strike with 4 torpedoes, and then as he swings his guns into play, oh boy, close your eyes, gents and ladies. This is not going to end well for this poor little Mitsuki. Oh boy, I'm not sure how he got that stuck far out, but Robin is going to make very short order of this poor Japanese guy. And with 17 penetrations, he kills his second ship of the game. He's already up to 80,000 points of damage. And then he pops the hydroacoustic as well to spot the torpedoes, which inevitably were going to come. And now he's going to get out of dodge as he does burn from the Pensacola, but he's going to use his repair, and he should be A-okay. So you saw right there, that was probably the best 1-2 punch example that I could honestly find in this replay of the brutal firepower with the guns and the torpedoes. I mean, nuking the enemy battleship coming around the corner, absolutely obliterating the destroyer that comes around the other corner. That was just a 1-2 punch that, quite frankly, none of those ships had any chance of getting out alive, and Robin certainly made them get punished for it. So now he's in a good position here, and once again, look at the very floaty shell arcs here. The guy is only 8 kilometers away, that enemy Koenig, and he's still able to lob shells over quite a bit of that island that's sticking out there towards the east. And once again, you can see how far behind the Koenig is behind the island, and he's still able to lob shells over the corner. Now, he is detected because, of course, the Pensacola has turned in, but look at the very juicy alpha strike here. Once again, very good salvos going in, and right into that superstructure area. That's where you're going to get the very meaty salvos off. He gets a fire on this the midsection of the Koenig, which is very good. Also breaking secondaries and AA mounts, because that's what these guns are able to do very efficiently as well. And he also gets a second fire on that guy. So the Koenig immediately has to turn away, because there is no chance in hell that he wants to sit there and take a battering from the Atlanta's guns. Now he's switching his fire here to the Pensacola, who's at 12.5 kilometers, moving slowly. There's also an enemy Congo, it appears, that is moving in on his position. So he does have to be a little careful here. The Pensacola, however, does not decide to push forward. So all Robin has to do here is just move a little bit further forward, and he's not going to be detected while he shoots. But you know what? At the moment, he doesn't want to provide a broadside. And I'm sorry, it's a Nagato. He doesn't want to provide a broadside to the Nagato, so he feels a lot more comfortable getting some shots here at the Pensacola. However, he is starting to get into a little bit of a sticky situation here because he is losing a decent amount of hit points, and the Atlanta only has 27,500 to work with. So, that's very low for a cruiser at Tier 7. I believe that's actually the lowest of any of them at that tier. And the Nagato is just waiting for him to push forward. So, at this point, Robin really is in a precarious spot, and he's down below half of his hit points. He has 3 ships targeting him. You can see he does get a fire there on the Pensacola. However, he's probably going to have to wait here, and I honestly don't know how he's going to get out of the situation, guys. So buckle up here. We're going to see some pretty intense stuff coming up here very shortly. The Pensacola does continue to burn, however, as he did get the fire. If you've lost track of the damage counter, he's up to 124,000 as he picks up the high caliber very early on in this game, not even 9 minutes in, and getting the high caliber is very impressive as the damage counter continues to spike on that guy. But what he's going to do here is going to continue to reverse, and the Nagato is just barely pushing in where he's at least able to get his front guns working on this guy. And any second, if that Nagato continues his push, he's going to get more of his firepower to bear. And there we go. You can see that that is exactly what's happening. And the Sailing Robin is getting some very juicy shots right into the midsection of his ship. And you can see there's so many more penetrations rather than shell breaks. And again, this is where the IFHE really shines and is just able to do a very frightening amount of damage. He picks up the Confederate as well with just over 9 minutes played in this game. The Nagato is burning, trying to get an angle on him, but because the Koenig and the Pensacola moved so far away that they are out of Robin's firing range right now, he is undetected. And look at the damage that is going down. He had a 5K, followed by 4.5, followed by 3, and he picks up the kill on that Tier 7 Japanese battleship. All of a sudden, up to 158,000 points of damage dealt. Holy moly, Robin, you are one son of a bitch. that was very impressive. Now, of course, there was a little bit of luck involved in that. I'm very surprised that the Pensacola and the Koenig did not continue their push around when they realized that Robin was in a bit of a sticky situation. However, he does get detected here, so he immediately pops the radar, and the Igla appears at 7.5 kilometers away from him, running away. This is going to be a pretty tricky shot to hit, simply because the Igla is very quick. It's, of course, a French destroyer, and pretty much all the French DDs are very quick. The ones that have been teased, the ones that have been upcoming. I think there's the Tier 8 Premium, the Terrible, I think, something like that. However, he is getting some good shots still at this guy, and very surprisingly, the Agla decided to smoke up when Robin was using his radar. Now, granted, the Atlanta's radar doesn't last very long, so I suppose he felt that he could just outwait the radar duration. But Robin is going to continue to move in, and the closer that he gets to the Agla, the more that that guy should be shitting bricks, because it is not going to end well for him if Robin is able to get into a good position, you know, a few kilometers behind him. It's going to end very, very quickly, let's put it at that. Now, he does have his guns turned to the port side. He is looking to engage this enemy shores. However, he's holding his fire still, because I'd still be worried about the König and the Pensacola. Now, the German battleship does get detected at 11.5 kilometers, moving slightly due southwest. So Robin is probably going to get to a position where he's going to put those islands that are just off his starboard bow in between him as he moves in, and then he should be a-okay at engaging this Agla. And unfortunately, the Agla gets spotted at 4 kilometers, and that was never going to end well. I'm not sure why that guy wasn't full speed ahead when Robin was you know, radaring him and coming for him, but you know what? That's okay. Robin manages to pick up his 4th kill of the game, and now he has a very juicy broadside here on the shores as he's just, look at all the HE pens. Again, IFHE just doing some massive work here. He does take a few hits there from the Pensacola, and he's down to 6,600 hit points, but that's a-okay, because now that his flank has been secured, he's now going to swing back around and start heading towards the enemy's base, and probably utilize those islands that are off his starboard side to be able to get shots at those 2 remaining big surface ships that the enemy team still has. 673 to 188. This game is virtually unthrowable. I don't see any chance. I mean, his team still has 5 of their battleships remaining, so there's really no chance of this being a loss. And now, at this point, I'd be doing the exact same thing that Robin is most likely thinking at the time. I got to go get some more damage farm in. And that's exactly what he's going to do, as he gets his guns singing once more on Kopnik and his König. So, yeah, look at that. Just the rainbow arcs. You know, this is a ship that, when played poorly, it is one of the most punishing ships in the game, because no armor, very few hit points, you can't tank anything. If the enemy team stays at range, you got to get into some weird locations sometimes. You got to push in a little bit too aggressively, and your game can be over very quickly. However, if you're able to have games like this, where you're utilizing your aggression effectively, you're doing that whole passive-aggressive matrix, you're doing it perfectly. Where you saw Robin was in some very advanced positions, but he never truly put himself in danger of getting nuked by anybody, and, you know, that's where this ship really shines. To a captain that is able to manage the passive-aggressive playstyle effectively, that is where you're really going to be doing some A-plus damage and having some A-plus results in this ship. And, of course, because it's a premium, it has the added benefit of a little bit extra XP and a little bit better credit earning potential, of course. And at this point, the König is about ready to die. There's really no chance that he's going to be able to get out. I think he's got 2 fires, maybe 1, but his repair is down, so it's only a question of who is going to get the kill rather than when. Shiratsuyu does flood out the Leon, but that is just prolonging the inevitable, and we'll see if Robino is going to be able to finish off the kill on this guy. Shells falling in on the superstructure area, and that is exactly what happens, as he picks up the Arsonist and the Kraken Unleashed. So that is 5 very juicy medals and 195,000 juicy points of damage dealt. So there's only 1 enemy ship left, and of course it's that Japanese destroyer. So he still has 1 charge of his radar left. I don't think he has superintendent, because he only had 3 charges to begin with. This is probably not a 19-point captain. But you can see here that Robin is good enough that he doesn't need one of those to have very cracking results like this. And trust me, guys, I'm not cherry-picking in particular with the games that he sent me. You know, all of the clips that I've gotten so far are just excellent. And I really, really encourage you guys, whenever he does get back to streaming on the regular, go check his stuff out, because he is, like I said, just an amazing player, exceptionally good at the game. And you guys would learn a lot by checking out his stuff. He uses his radar once more, and he gets the little lullaboat on the radar detection. 12 seconds left. Will he be able to get the kill in 12 seconds worth of time? We'll see here. The Shiratsuyu is just taking quite a beating, and look at this. There we go. The shell's fallen in, and it's going to end the game here very shortly, picking up his 6th kill of the game. What a result here on Haven. Alrighty guys, taking a look now at the post-battle results. 781,000 credits received and 9.8k total experience earned. He picked up Arsonist, Devastating Strike, Confederate, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber, dealing 201,000 points of damage off of 452 shell hits and 4 torpedo hits. He sank half of the enemy team, had 11 fires, and caused 3 floodings. Taking a look at the team score, oh yeah, 3,203 base experience, virtually doubling the guy that finished in 2nd on his squad. So a very, very good performance right there by Robin, but again, this is something that you just come to expect with a guy of his caliber. Taking a look at the detailed report, 125,000 points of damage dealt with the high explosive. Just that amount of damage alone in an Atlanta is a very healthy number to obtain. 46,000 with the torpedoes and 28,000 other with the fires and the floodings that he set. Not a lot of potential damage, not too much damage received, but of course he was utilizing the islands quite a bit and was able to deal a very significant amount of damage. I mean, look at the Koenig, 54,000, the Gneisenau, 47,000, the Nagato, almost 30k. And then, of course, also sinking 3 enemy destroyers as well, and showing you just why this thing is one of the most terrifying DD hunters in the game. So with that being said, once again, Robin, thanks for sending us the replay. We'll be sure to feature more of your content in future iterations of our upload schedule, because we really do enjoy talking to you and checking out your stream and watching your videos. It's all great stuff. So thank you again. And for all of you that watch this replay, I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, this is the Sneaky Snake for BIA World of Warships signing off. Please consider giving the video a like, commenting on it, subscribing to the channel, sharing your video or this video with your friends, whatever you guys want to do. All of it is very much appreciated. And with that being said, have a great day.